Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Danny and this is Project Fern. In this video today we're going to be going through a note that I found from the previous owner. I don't know if she'd written this and put it with the paperwork for the trader she traded it into, who I bought the car off, or she just put it with the paperwork and he's missed it. But we're going to go through that. We're also going to be reading the codes with the car. In a previous video I said that I'd now got Diagbox and PP 2000, which is Peugeot Partner 2000. So I'm going to be hooking that up, reading the codes, and then we're going to be deleting the codes and we're going to be changing the EGR valve out for the new one, having a look at the old one, seeing if we can see anything wrong with it. They do get clogged up with soot and stuff like that. And then we're going to be hopefully wiping everything clean and turning this engine management light off, and I'm fingers crossed as well that that's going to cure the lack of power fault and the car's going to run like it should, like the silver one did, and we have many years happy driving from it. So whenever I buy a new car and it's got plenty of history with it, the first thing I do is I sort it all out into date order. I put all the receipts from the previous owner at the back, and anything I spend going forward I put at the front. I always buy a little folder for it. I take a picture of the car, and as you can see, this car comes with so much history it's untrue. I'm going to be doing a geeky video on this. I'm going to go through everything that was spent on this car over its lifetime before I bought it. So I had this clump of paperwork that when I bought the car, obviously there were issues with it straight away, and I've just left it upstairs in the cupboard. When I've come round to going through this paperwork, I found a note off the previous owner and I'm going to go through that now. This is the note. So the first thing on top is the car had a new starter motor in May and anti-roll bar links ×2. So I found this invoice, and at the bottom of that invoice, I think it is that one, it says engine management light illuminated. So the next one is ABS light showing, RAC diagnostic shows right front sensor. There is an ABS fault on this car. It's more of like a ghost fault. It happens every now and again. The light isn't continuously on. The next one is slight oil leak. Has not got any worse over 4 years. We've sorted that one. That was the rocker cover gasket. Driver's window does not open. It blows fuses. So that must be why they've took the electric window module out, just to stop that from happening. The sliding door on the driver's side has to be locked manually. So I found that out the other day. I said that in a previous video. This next one, EGR valve replaced in 2017 but had to be disconnected. This is why the engine management light shows up. So the trader didn't disconnect the EGR valve, so that's why it's best not to name and shame people straight away. But this previous owner is saying that the engine management light is on. So the only thing that we can hold him accountable for is bunging that light up. And then we've just got service invoices for timing belts and stuff like that. So it shed a lot of light on what's happened with the car. I thought that he'd disconnected the EGR valve. It's not. That's been done previously. Bit worrying our mechanic couldn't fix that, and is that going to bring me any issues in this video? But yeah, the trader I bought it off as 100% blocked this light off. He told me that this lady had traded it in against a car as a part exchange that he'd sold to her. That he told me all the details about it because it's had 2 owners in the same family, one for 15 years and then the rest up to when it was sold. He then told me that the V5 was lost and he had to put it in his name. So yeah, dodgy dealings, but let's get on to the next step of the video today and move on. These are the main bits of what we're going to need today. I've got some mass airflow sensor cleaner. I'm going to give that a squirt when I have the air box off. We've got some EGR and carb cleaner to hopefully get rid of any tar that's remaining. We've got the new EGR valve here. It came with a gasket. I didn't think it did, so I bought one, but we've got a spare now. I've got one of these clips which goes on the EGR valve to the EGR cooler. They've got like a tension clip on them, and they can be a bit tricky to go on. You've got this special tool. You put it one way to take them off and you put it the other way to put it back on. I can't remember which way is which, but we'll figure that out later. So let's get over to the car now and see how it runs. I've plugged back in the EGR valve just to show you how it's running with it plugged in. So you can see on the revs there, just zoom in a little bit. It's very lumpy up and down. Engine management lights on up there. But it doesn't run like this with it unplugged. It just runs fine, but with just no power. So I can see why they've unplugged it. I've had this laptop for absolutely years. I think it has got Windows 10. It has got Windows 10 on it. It is a ThinkMaster. I think this is what they actually do use in Citroen garages, Lenovo ThinkPads. But it is I think it's got Windows 10 Business on it. And then this is the Lexia Diagbox cable, whatever you want to call it, used to communicate with the cars. So I'm going to be using Diagbox through a virtual machine today. So I'm going to get that set up, get the camera set up behind me so you can see what's going to be going on. I'm going to clip a external keyboard into this just so I'm not blocking the screen when I'm reading the codes. So I'll get this set up now and then we'll start from the beginning and read some codes. Right, we've got Diagbox logged in on the virtual machine. We've got the cable running to the OBD port on the car. So I'm just going to start Diagbox now. Hopefully it loads up. The laptop's been running pretty slow this morning. Like I say, it is an old machine. There we are. Can be a bit funny when you're double tapping sometimes. I got all this off eBay. I think it was about £100 with the software. I know you can get it cheaper and stuff like that, but the guy I got it off was really good in terms of answering any questions if you were struggling installing it or anything like that. I just wanted the older version because I needed to have PP 2000 on it. So it does take quite a while. You obviously need to be connected to the internet as well while you're doing this, which is one of the downsides to a virtual machine. If you've got wireless in a workshop, you're fine, but if you're at home, you struggle a little bit. So that's why I've got the car reverse really close to the house, because I have got a Wi-Fi extender in the kitchen. So now we're on this page and we're just going to click into Peugeot. So on this page now, I think usually like these will light up at the top here and say that like you're logged in or whatever, but the only way I can get this one to work, I don't know if it's the same for all of them, is that I add the car manually. So I'm going to go to Peugeot Partner 2 and I'm going to click into that. So it's going to ask me to put my VIN number in. So just click the tick there. So it brings this screen up now, and I'm just literally going to click into Peugeot Planet. So it's asking for my DAM number. On your Peugeots, I'll put a picture up on the screen now. You'll have a sticker on the A pillar, and it'll have your DAM number in. So I'll just get mine now. So mine is 11026. So this has put me into Peugeot Planet 2000 here. You can see straight away it's an older system. Does this vehicle have a centralised 16-way diagnostic socket, which I guess is an OBD port? So I'll just click yes. Switch the ignition on. I would if I had the key. So I'll switch the ignition on there and I'll click OK again. This is just going to run through some checks now and hopefully pull up the correct car on the left hand side here. So it's pulled up the VIN number, which we put in anyway, so I don't know why it asked for that or whether it's carried it over. So we're just going to go straight into ECU configuration and services, and we're going to do a global test. So the ignition's on already, and we're going to click OK, and it's going to do all the tests on the car now and hopefully bring up any fault codes. The other reason why I'm not just using my standard code reader as well now while we do this is because I have to program the new EGR valve through Peugeot Planet, and there's not an option to do that on the iCar soft or whatever it's called, that code reader I've got. You can program injectors on it and stuff like that, but there just wasn't an option for like the exhaust system or anything like that. Right, so we've got faults there. I've no doubt it's picking up that fault that was listed at the beginning of the video. So I'm just going to give it another couple of minutes now because I don't know whether that's it done and you can just go into each of the faults. It's saying there's faults in the Partner BSI, so it'll be interesting to see what's in that one. But the main ones that I'm worried about are the engine ECU. And for some reason, it's not letting me click into it. Let's see if we can get the info. It looks like it's doing this. I think it's took the sections now. You have to bear with me while I'm doing this because it's the first time I've properly done it myself. I think just clicking that info tab then has pulled clearly the sections that have faults in them, and it's going to hopefully give me a list of what they are. That's the pulsing of it. I think it might be the ABS pump. Here we are. I don't know if the screen's picking this up, but I'll read them out anyway. So the first one is BSI, and it says remote permanent fault, air compressor information, incorrect value received. And it's saying that's permanent and it's distant. So I'm not sure what them two mean in terms of like categories. That was obviously the one showing up. The car needs an air con regas, so I don't know if that's what's causing the issue there. The next one, if I just scroll down a bit, this is in the ECU category. So it's P0405, that's intermittent fault EGR valve circuit. And then we've got another one which is P1728, intermittent fault multiplexing absence of automatic gearbox communication. But it's a manual, so I've seen that come up on other people's videos. We've got a P2670, permanent fault, air conditioning pressure, engine speed, camshaft sensor, supply voltage too low. So that's another one we need to look at. And then we've got intermittent fault, EGR valve circuit, EGR valve electrical circuit. That's a P2143. And then we've got P0532, permanent fault, cooling pressure signal, short circuit to earth. And then we've got P1351, permanent fault, pre-post heating relay circuit. I think that's a common fault as well. P0113, intermittent fault, intake air temperature signal open circuit. I don't know if that's anything to do with a MAF sensor. And then we've got P0104, intermittent fault, flow meter signal. I don't know if that's the MAF sensor as well. And then this must be the ABS fault, which is intermittent fault, right front wheel speed sensor. That's one for another video, that. So them are all the faults the car's bringing up. If I just go back now, I don't know how you then click into them individually to wipe them. But we'll have to figure this out because, like I say, it's my first time using this myself. Okay, so it's been a couple of hours since the last clip. I got called away, I had to go and do something. But I've also been researching this PP2000 and I can't get it to go into the ECU. It just keeps crashing out. I can read the codes and everything every time, but when I try and go into each different module to try and erase them, it's just not letting me do it. It crashes out and I'm scared of messing the ECU up on the car. So doing some research upstairs in the office, I don't know if this is just like a problem with one of these knockoff Lexia units, the actual cable, the hardware that goes from the laptop to the car. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the old code reader out, I'm going to delete the codes, and I'm going to plug everything back in, start the car up, and redo the code read on the PP2000, and hopefully it'll give us a little bit more insight into what's going on. I've got the iCar soft plugged in, and we're just going to go into the fault codes now and quickly delete them. Let's erase them, yeah. Usually says that, that's fine. Right. I'm going to jump under the bonnet now and just plug that EGR valve back in, and then we can run the codes on PP2000 and see what it says. So I've plugged the EGR valve in, which is underneath there, and while I was here, I just thought, I'll just see how this turbo's holding up, because I know they get a sticky wastegate. So I don't know if you can see down there, but I'll just get the thing on it, but you can hear it moving. The wastegate's fine, it's not seized or anything. And then, can you see this? Let me zoom in here. I thought I'll check if the actuator's alright, the diaphragm. And obviously you take this pipe off here that you can see, and you push the wastegate in and you put your finger under the bottom of it and it should hold in place, which it just has done. But as I pulled this pipe off, like, this fell off. And I don't know if you can see, but that's not sealing at all. It looks like the oil, where there's been the oil leak, it's been dripping down on it. And it's all expanded. That's not a sealed that's a vacuum pipe. That should be tight as they come to that actuator. You can't see it because of my hands, but yeah, you can see that pipe there, silver to black. I'll try and zoom on it. That should be tight as they come. So I've just started the engine up and the actuator doesn't move, so that's obviously not opening the wastegate or shutting the wastegate, whichever way it is. So I'm just going to get a bit of pipe now and put it on there, and hopefully that wastegate will move. I think that might solve the no power issue. I've just got a old bit of pipe off some injector leak off pipes that I had lying around. So I'm going to stick that on the car now, and we'll set the tripod up and see if that wastegate moves, and if it does, I'm going straight out in this car on a test drive, and then we can read the codes when we get back. So you can just about see the wastegate arm there, the actuator arm. So I'm going to start it up now and fingers crossed it moves. So as you've just seen in that video then, the actuator arm does move, which means it's creating a vacuum, which it's shutting the wastegate on the turbo. I'm a little bit excited because I just want to get out in this car right now and test drive it, and then we can read the codes when we get back. I'm just fingers crossed, if that solves the power issue, I'll be absolutely buzzing. I'll just need to get an elbow, or if that pipe is actually working, just leave that pipe on. So yeah, let's get out. Right guys, I'm out of the back garden. It's very tight and I can feel the power already. The engine management light's still on, so I've no doubt, yeah, sorry for cutting off there, this car's just feels exactly like the silver one again. We've fixed it. It's not the turbo that was an issue, it was a broken pipe, well, an elbow on a broken pipe. I'm just going to spin it round here and go up the other way. So I've no doubt that engine management light's still on because we've still got EGR issues, but we can scan the codes when we get back. Oh, I'm absolutely over the moon. I thought I was going to have to be putting a turbo on this car. That's as far as we need to go. This it's exactly how it should be running. That it doesn't seem to be running any different with the EGR valve plugged in as well. It seems to be pretty okay. So I'm going to get this car back into the back garden and then we can run the codes again. So there's no smoke coming out of the back of the car like there were when I first plugged the EGR valve back in. It seems to be running absolutely fine, but we've just got the engine management light. So let's run these codes now. I'm going to use the old code reader just for quickness really and see what it's bringing up. So we're back in the car, engine management light still flickering in the background there, but let's run the codes again and see what it's bringing up. So it's only found 2 codes now, still saying engine management lights on, which is fine. Let's read the codes. P2670 actuator supply voltage B circuit low, and the exact same code again. So we've got no EGR valve codes there, so I don't know, let me put you down over there. So there's no EGR valve fault, which is strange because I've bought one. But I should have really plugged it in at the start and done all this, but like I just wanted the part here just in case I needed it anyway. I'm just buzzing with that turbo. The car's absolutely rapid again, but I just need to research this P2670 code now. I think I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm going out for a meal in a bit. I want to go and have a nap. It's roasting, and yeah, I'm just absolutely buzzing that the turbo's been fixed off a rubber pipe that's failed. It just shows sometimes you can overthink everything. I've done so much research about turbos and this and that, and it turns out it's a bloody pipe, and sometimes you should just stick to basics. But I hope you've enjoyed this random video today. It's not turned out how it's supposed to, considering how it started. I thought I'd be doing an EGR valve, reprogramming it. I'm going to have to speak to the guy who I got the PP2000 software off and the Lexia cable, because I was having all sorts of issues with that, and you don't want that thing failing when you're talking to an ECU. So I'll probably check in the next video and let you know how I've got on with that. But thanks for watching today. Bit of a random one, ended a bit random, but we've still fixed a thing on this car, and I think we're one step closer to getting this engine management light taken off. It says P2670 and it's a 1.6 HDI. So if anyone has any information on that fault code, please put it in the comment section below and try and put me on the right way to getting this light switched off. Because in my mind, this car's MOT'd until June next year. And that's how long I've got to get this light turned off. And you know me, I don't want to bung it like some people have said in the comments, bung it back up. No, I want to fix my car because I want to keep this for a while. I'll see you in the next video, people.